the circles and the banks are sitting. Because one, our rates are at 3.5% declining, and if you look at the circles around, their rates are a little bit higher than ours. So if you move around West Nile, you'll find that our rates are lower compared to the other MFIs that are around. Thank you.
Okay, so for Nazira, I mean, as I've said, this is managed by FMO, right? And banking secret and all, they do not necessarily divulge to us their interest rates. However, the standard practice is that we try not to distort the market. So the standard practice is that we would follow market interest rates, and the constitutionality will be borne by the guarantee rather than lowering interest rates. That's a standard process. Again, there might be differentiations to that in some occasions, but that's the usual case.
Again, I want to add something to this. I earlier mentioned that we had developed an agri-credit scoring tool. And this tool is analyzing the value chain. Therefore, any loan officer that has a conversation with the farmer or with the refugee that is farming, they have an informed discussion, because in the system they are able to see what they're going to farm, when they farm it, how much is needed per acre in terms of inputs, and that is totally calculated into a business plan. So at the end of this ACAT tool, there is basically a very clear input status. There's also a very clear scoring of what the costs are, what the inputs are when they are needed, when the liquidity is needed, and then what the market rate is. What will these people get at the end? What will this person who gets the loan, what will they actually earn at the end? So that has very much helped the MFIs to de-risk their own portfolio, to really go at it step by step, and therefore also to lower the rates generally. Again, you were asking specific questions on the refugees. I think that is answered, but we are also looking at it as a total ecosystem, where we say everybody should be having, a fair rate for their loans. So that's how we implement that. The last two questions were actually around success stories, and I think that is where we ended. I believe some of the stories we have shown you here. Of course, there are always successes and there are also no successes. The farmer groups that we worked with, the first Shark Tank groups that we worked with, all of them have been successful. All of them had a very good harvest, they had a market in mind, they were able to sell all their produce. Of course it's small. We're not yet making very big amounts, because again, remember, this product or this program recently started 3 years ago, and we have been taking time to take the refugees and the host communities together on this path. But now we see an acceleration. All of a sudden, out of these 40, which were, the front runners, as we say in marketing, then we now get the fence hangers who say, hey, I also want to join this great initiative because I actually see my neighbor has a bit of income extra. And they're not yet big farms. 3 acres, 4 acres, 5 acres sometimes. But they do sell and they do have income. It is now up to all of us here to make that accelerate to the next level. So if we can continue to have more markets, if we can bring some of this produce to the bigger cities out there, then they can also again farm more and do more. So I can definitely take you there and show you some of the nice stories and have you personally see for yourself. Yeah, we can then continue to brainstorm and see how to grow this further into a big business. Okay? Good. With this, I think I want to close. I want to thank the panel here. I want to thank all of you also for being here. And if you have an opportunity, it's a bit of a ride. I think about 8 hours from here, or 9 drive. But you can also fly. Please come and visit this wonderful area in the north. Encourage